morning, everyone. This is Eva with Stitching in the Interlake. How are you all doing today? I hope you're doing well. I'm in my pajamas today. I just, nah, nah. Miss Twinkle Toes, she was very much that she wanted to, just a minute here, I'm trying to get this here so it looks better. More centered. Okay. Anyways, she got me up. She was awake periodically during the night, and I just did not get much sleep at all. So I decided, no, I don't think so. I'm not getting dressed today. I'm just not doing it. So today is the 14th of September. Gosh, we're almost halfway through the month already. Again. So today is on the cloudy side. It is, yeah, it's supposed to rain later and all that stuff. So, oh joy, oh joy. So I didn't get as much stitching done as I had wanted yesterday. I always say that. But I am going to work on it. So this is where I am right now. I'm working on the cat. This is color 413, and it's all this orange. See here, all this orange number 03 here. So yeah, I'm going to work on this. So several things happened. One thing was that I went around to the RM office, but the lady the assistant, whatever, she wasn't there. So I talked to another lady, and I made mention of my ideas and how Eriksdale has nothing. There's no claim to fame here. There's nothing. So then I explained to her, like, everything that I thought of with the butter churn, and Juliet put in there that maybe we should have a stick of butter or a brick of butter with Eriksdale Creamery on there, because Eriksdale was really known for its butter. And it supplied a lot of places up north. I don't know if it went to Winnipeg or not, but yeah. So it supplied the whole area with butter. And so anyway, I'm assuming the rest of it went for either drinking milk or for cheese making, I think. But there's no mention of it. So I kind of spoke a little bit on that. I was there for about maybe 40 minutes or so. It was just in the front there. So she marked everything down. And she said that she would pass this on to Dolly. But she said there that I really need to get in touch with museum people, because they're a nonprofit, so they can apply for grants for this. But she said that the municipality, the RM, would, or Eriksdale, would partner with them. But first, we have to do everything. And I said, I'm not one for doing all the proposals and how to do things and all that. That's not my thing. That's I get the ideas, but that's about it. Nothing else. So, anyways, then, so we talked there, and I said, well, I think the butter churn would be the best thing. And then, like I said, Juliet thought a brick of butter, and and that. So then I went across the street and I went over to the library, and I got this Memory Opens the Door. And it's about the early history of Eriksdale, which I really wanted. And like there's old maps. I still can't figure it out where and like that writing is how Juliet writes. But anyways, I can't find on here where Eriksdale is. I can't find it. But anyway, I didn't even look, and I was going to look here. Was when this was. This must have been like 1967, something like that. It doesn't say. It doesn't say exactly. So, yeah, it doesn't. It doesn't have the actual date of it, but it explained so much to me. So I made mention of it there to Sandra, who was looking after the library yesterday, and she remembers a lot of stuff, from here, and like living in the for a few months in the part of the train station. I guess that the person who runs the station there lived. So then they stayed there for several months. And then she said she remembers going on one of these carts on the railroad. And so, yeah, like it's just, and I said, like we're losing our memory keepers. We're losing all those that have this knowledge and these memories of way back when. And once they're gone, that's it. We just have a few pages in a couple of books here, but that's it. So yeah, so anyways, she thought it was a good idea. So in a little while, after I make the dishes, I'm going, or do the dishes, make the dishes, do the dishes, that I'm going to write up something in our local Eriksdale Community Queries Facebook group, which I started. That was another one of my brainy ideas. So, yeah. So then, so then I left the library and I went over to Juliet's, and they weren't home, so I was just getting ready to leave, well, to text and leave, when um, they drove up, her and John. So then I went in and explained what was going on and what I had come up with. And so then Juliet hands me this envelope, and there's a survey form of some kind, where you just write your opinion about the hospital here. And they've been trying to close this hospital for the last 20 some years. And like, it's ridiculous. They've closed the ER. Juliet went to get blood work done yesterday, and she gets over there. The lab was closed. Then at first they said it was going to open next week sometime. The end of next week or the week after. Then Juliet was informed that no, now it's closed for an indeterminate amount of time. And we need our hospital. Like, who wants to drive 45 minutes to an hour, even 2 hours into Winnipeg to have blood work done? Or to have an x-ray or something. See, they want to use Ashern as the place for the hospital. And we need it here. We do need it here. And otherwise there's no hospital along Highway 6 until you hit Ashern. That's 2.5, 3 hours. Like, that's ridiculous. Ashern's 40 minutes. Arborg is 45 minutes. If you have to go to Winnipeg, it's over 2 hours to get down to the hospital. Whichever one. Like, that's ridiculous. So anyways, they had this form, and they said, as the Interlake Eastern Regional Health Authority, we respect, care, and are committed or something like that. Yeah, committed to listening to what you have to say. And like, it was just laughable how they're saying that they're so concerned and so they care for us and they respect us and all that, and then then they want to close us down. So I know, like, what's going to happen with people here if they fall, some of the elderly people in the personal care home, they fall, they have to go for an x-ray. So instead of taking them just down the hall, now they have to book an ambulance to take them up to Ashern, and sometimes there's nobody even in Ashern. So that means they got to go all the way to Arborg. And even they are closing. They're not open 24 hours a day, their lab. So I was stinking mad. So I put my, I gave them a piece of my mind. And I told them, I said, if they should stop all this BS and get down to business. And we're just not numbers on a spreadsheet, right? We're real human beings who deserve to have um, um, quality of care. And they're not providing quality of care, you know? And what looks good on paper does not transfer over to human life, right? And they say, oh, well, for the betterment of the community. And they say, well, you know, this and this and this and this. But then it's like, you know, like, it's just terrible. It's just terrible. So then I told them, I said, if they really were looking for money to hire new doctors or whatever it was, I said maybe that some of them should take their 6 figures and take a reduction in pay down to what normal people get, and just, you know, live like the rest of us. You know, we're living paycheck to paycheck, hand to mouth. So they're supposed to have a rally, but I'm still not sure yet. In about a month. And you can darn well bet that I'm going to be there. And, you know, because I can tell you right now, if I have to go for blood work, I'm not going to go to Asher. I'm not going to go to Arberg. I'm just not going to have it done. And, you know, or if I need an x-ray or something like that, nope. Or an EKG or whatever it is. That's just, you know. So now they've closed the lab down for an indeterminate amount of time. And the lab people that were working here, they work at other hospitals now within our region. So they've placed them, they've offered them new positions elsewhere. And this is absolutely ridiculous. You know? It's terrible. You know? And the thing is that the other staff at the hospital do such a wonderful job, but they're not allowed to draw blood. They're not allowed to do x-rays. They're not allowed to do any of that stuff. You have to have, you know, like an x-ray tech or a lab tech or whoever it is. They are, you know, they have the qualifications. You know, like somebody was saying yesterday, well, why don't the nurses just take the blood and ship it off? That's not what's done here. Right? It's just terrible. It's awful that that they're doing this. So it's yeah. They're closing all the smaller hospitals. And they say they care and they are concerned and worried about the people in these communities. So now they want us to drive. You know, they want to make Asher the hub. Like, that's absolutely ridiculous. Absolutely. So I was not happy. So I wrote my little blurb. And people in the city, you have no idea what it's like to live out in the country. You know, eventually what I think they're going to do is they're going to probably close the clinic down. Right now we're down to one doctor. And the other doctor will be coming back on mat leave middle of October, I heard. And then I heard that there's supposed to be another doctor coming. We actually need 4 doctors here. That's what we need to have a successful clinic and to run the ER and all that, you know. And the thing is that people's lives are at stake. This has been going on. They've been trying to shut it down here for, like I said, about 20 years before I came here. And it's just, yeah, it's not good. You know, in the city, you can just go to a lab and, you know, and that's fine because that's, you know, it's usually close by enough and that so that you can go. But out here, what about all these people who can't drive? You know, say you have to go for fasting blood work. Are you going to drive all the way, like almost an hour, to go and get your fasting blood work done? And in the middle of winter, when it's dark out, a lot of people, they don't drive. Juliet made a good point. A lot of people, they just tootle around town like me. I don't drive really anywhere. And I'm certainly not driving all that way to go for blood work and an x-ray and whatever else. I'm not going to do it. And besides that, who's paying us to, who's paying our gas to drive all that way? Say you have something and you're working, you know? So instead of just going here, you've got to take time off work. So you've got to take off probably 3 hours to go and get this done. You know? I was reading in this book here, what's it called here? Memory Opens the Door. About how this lady, Elizabeth M. Crow, for which our hospital is named, E.M. Crow Hospital, she found a need in this area to have a hospital, right? And she worked tirelessly, and they worked at, you know, having this hospital, per se, in this house. And, you know, raised funding and everything else. And then they built this hospital in the 1960s, almost where the old hospital used to stand. And to have that all go to waste, like they want to turn this hospital here into a seniors center, you know, like long-term care facility. Like that's horrendous. That's horrendous. You know, that's the same. Like I was telling someone here yesterday, I said, that's the same as if the government comes in and tells a small town, um, you're not allowed to have a grocery store in this town. You know, you can't have a corner store, you can't have nothing, right? So if you need something, or even a pharmacy, say, so that means you've got to drive once a month or whatever it is to go to Ashern or Arborg to pick up your meds. Like that's awful. Or if you need to buy groceries. So say here, if they close down the grocery stores and we had to drive all the way up to Ashern or all the way up to Arborg, or heaven forbid, all the way into Winnipeg, people would be much more up in arms about losing their grocery store. And it services a large area here, as does the hospital. You know? Not good. Not good. So, yeah, I was not happy with that. Not at all. So I gave them a piece of my mind. And so, yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. But people need to take this much more seriously than what they're doing. Because it really is. It is a matter of life and death. So it's like here, we might as well just be a nursing station. That's it. We might as well just be a nursing station. Like what they have way up north. And these people that run the administration side of the Interlake Eastern Regional Health Authority, and it encompasses a huge area. Huge, huge, huge area. And they had, it was a much smaller area. But now, because they've amalgamated, now it's someone else down in Selkirk or wherever it is who's making the decision for us up here. They don't live here. They don't use the services here. They don't, nothing, you know. And then they want to tell us, oh, well, you know, we care about you, but you're not worth having a hospital. You know, you're just not worth it. You're second-class citizens, and we need to cut our costs. And the bottom line is, you know, most important. If the government is wasting so much money on garbage. And we all know government waste. We've all seen that in action, right? That you know, like um, patching up a road, which and spending $1 million patching up a road. I'm just saying, okay? And then having to come back year after year to keep patching it, right? Instead of digging it all up and let's do a proper job of it. And then it will last. It's cheaper to do it that way than it is to keep patching. So, yeah. So I'm on a tangent about that. It just, you know, and I know there are some people here who say, "Oh, well, you know, it doesn't really concern me because I don't go to the hospital, you know." You don't know when you're going to need a hospital. You don't know when you're going to need that emergency health care, right? So, yeah. Well, I hope that's the right color. If not, well, too bad. Yeah. So, anyways, I think I vented enough for today. Chalk it up to me being tired. Whatever. Oh my gosh. It's just, yeah. Yeah. So I'm going to wash my dishes. I'm going to look through this book again. We're set for cooler weather. Alexa, what's the forecast?
Currently, in Eriksdale, it's 9 degrees Celsius with cloudy skies. You can expect more of the same today, with a high of 16 degrees and a low of 6 degrees. I hope you have a good morning.
So it's only 9 degrees. In the house here, it's 17. So, yeah. So, and some of you may say, "Oh, well, Eva, go and have a rest. Go and have a sleep. You'll feel so much better." I won't do it. I won't do it. I won't do it. I will not do it. So, anyways, hopefully, there's always tonight, right? There's always tonight. So, hopefully, I can sleep better. And, yeah. So, I noticed on Netflix that they've got this thing about Lori Vallow. She's the one that murdered her 2 children. Her and her fifth husband, or whoever it was, fourth husband. I don't know. So, yeah, yeah, not very good. So, yeah. So, anyways, okay, I hope you'll all join me tomorrow, God willing, of course. So, may you be happy. May you be healthy. May you be well. May God bless you this day and every day. God loves you, and so do I. And so does Lilybell and Sir White-a-Lot, who's actually pretty quiet. He's laying here. So I think we're all tired. I think it's the weather. Change in the weather. It's the only thing I can. So. Thank you, Jesus, for being my Lord and Savior. Thank you for saving me from my sins. Thank you for being there in my darkest and deepest moments. Thank you for loving me like you do. Thank you for caring enough for me that you would see that my sins would be forgiven. So, I hope you all have a great day, and hopefully this loads faster than yesterday's. It was pretty slow, but we'll see. So, toodaloodles, everybody!